A family is left devastated after a routine traffic stop turned deadly for 35-year-old Antoine Cooper of Miami, shot by police at point-blank range.
Because they put out a narrative as if the officer was forced to fire.
He wasn't brandishing any weapons at this officer.
The police claimed Cooper had a gun, but the family says surveillance video from a nearby school tells a different story. Just days before his 35th birthday, Antoine Cooper of Miami was pulled over by a City of Miami police officer. Attorneys Rossi Williams and Frank Allen say Cooper was driving a red Nissan Altima that belonged to his friend, but when police ran the license plate of the car, it prompted a traffic stop. Cooper presented an ID but not a driver's license, which led the officer to ask Cooper out of the car.
So once Mr. Cooper exits the vehicle, the officer starts a pat down on one side of Mr. Cooper's. He reaches out to pat down the left side, and Mr. Cooper turns to run away. The officer just grabs him by the shirt. Mr. Cooper doesn't even make it anywhere.
Cooper was trying to run away. A struggle ensued between Cooper and the officer until another sergeant arrived to the scene.
Walks up to the scene, says, get down, and shoots Mr. Cooper in the head.
Get down, blam. You know, at a pretty close proximity, the kid didn't have a chance. I mean, he didn't have a chance to respond.
Williams says police framed the incident as if Cooper had a gun and threatened the officers, which she denies happened.
Because they put out a narrative as if the officer was forced to fire because of some kind of lethal threat by just bringing in the word gun.
Mr. Cooper was not swinging at this officer. He wasn't punching this officer. He wasn't kicking this officer. He wasn't brandishing any weapons at this officer. He wasn't pointing a weapon at this officer.
Williams says surveillance video from a nearby school will help prove police should not have shot Cooper.
So the sergeant wasn't wearing a body cam, but thankfully this occurred right outside of a school here, and they also had video surveillance on the outside of their school, which points directly to the scene where this occurred. So we've seen that footage as well.
Williams says the video surveillance has not been made public yet, but this photo shows the end result, Cooper laying in the street. Atlanta Black Star sought more details of what happened from Miami police, but a spokeswoman says because the case is under investigation by the Florida Department of Law Enforcement and Internal Affairs, they cannot release any information regarding the shooting. Cooper's family just laid him to rest at a funeral over the weekend. Williams says the family is devastated. This video shows Cooper's mother being carried out of the news conference in tears.
So we're definitely demanding justice here. This just cannot go.
The family intends to file a wrongful death federal civil rights lawsuit under Section 1983, claiming Cooper was a victim of excessive police force.
They want the officer terminated, and they want the officer arrested and convicted for the killing of Mr. Antoine Cooper.
Cooper's criminal history dates back to 2006, which include armed burglary, home invasion, and gun charges. He served prison time for those crimes. Williams says Cooper was working and he was in the midst of turning his life around before his run-in with police. FDLE confirmed to Atlanta Black Star they are investigating the police shooting of Cooper. Reporting for Atlanta Black Star, I'm Cavante Smalls.